Hi, this is Boris. Welcome to another episode of Sketchman Draws. So today, I'm just going to start with some recommendations of places where you can find reference. So the conditions that I've considered for this is, first of all, it has to be free because I don't want to pay for references. I don't want to use Google Image or Pinterest. If that's your preference, that's completely fine. Another thing is it has to be free, and I don't want to have to create accounts to kind of have access or just look at it on my screen. So let me go through that now. Just making sure that it captures everything I'm doing. Okay. So the criteria that I've used, or the keywords that I've used, is people walking, and I'll do a separate video in detail about actually spending some time on the dynamics of people walking, because it seems very simple at first, but actually drawing people walking in comics is very common. So yeah, I just wanted to look together with you what's the result of that. Okay, so yeah, I'll just start. So the first one is unsplash.com. So I just noticed that they also have a premium thing, but we don't want that, and I just want to go down here. So, and of course, like, some of them might be repeated because these websites, I think, reference other platforms. So for example, you might click on picture, it might take you to another website, but we don't really care as long as it's free and it's giving like a large enough image for you to kind of draw from. That's what's important. So here, this is great. Like, you can see like a top view of people walking. I mean, they have this kind of very standard like stock image. I mean, they are stock images, so they have that image, and like here, like, this is great, like, for establishing shots, for drawing crowds of people. Here we have someone walking also. Yeah, so and then, so this is unsplash.com. Okay. The second one is basically oh, I cannot find the title, but yeah, it's basically called publicdomainpictures.net. Yeah. So, and let's look at their collection here. Yeah, see, not bad. They even have silhouettes. Yeah, sometimes they even have drawings. Yeah, this is great. Let me click on one. Okay, so here it brings to Adobe stock images. Yeah. The next one is, I mean, it's kind of breaks a little bit my rule, but most of the images here are not for free, but they have really great samples here for free, and I think this is really wonderful. As you can see, great for action scenes. One recommendation I would make is not to trace, because the software I use, Clip Studio, also offers 3D like models, mannequins that you can kind of move. I've never used that, and I know that some people use it, and to be completely honest, it's very static. It's not it doesn't have that motion, like that dynamism that we look for in comics, especially in comics, because comics is a static medium. So if you can give like dynamism as much as possible, yeah, I think anything that would stop you from doing that, like, I would recommend not doing it. So so this one, for the next one, is this is a page on Instagram, and I'll have to warn you that so I'll mark this video as not for kids, but this one has nudity, but censored nudity. So This one is called Fantasy Art Reference, and to be completely honest, I follow this account on another, not on this account, but on another account, and I haven't used it, but I actually practice for like shading and like cast shadow, and of course like practicing on different body types for women, and it's I think it's only women, and as it says, it's mostly fantasy art. Most of the fantasy art is, well, they're also muscular dudes, but this is, I think this caters to people who want to draw women. The next one is, I mean, I've already mentioned, which is Earth's World. They have really interesting, there's no other way to say it, it's just interesting faces to draw, because I share the boredom of my artist friends that there aren't enough interesting faces. Like, so if you Google image or if you go to Pinterest, you'll find, of course, like beautiful faces of actors, actresses, and models, but I don't know, they're too perfect, and there's no, if I'm trying to use for characters, I want character, I want some personality, and I think these kind of capture like randomly characters that, let's face it, is mostly Americans, but you know, I think it's quite interesting. The face shapes, sometimes it's not even symmetrical, and yeah. I've actually done a live demo where I draw these faces live. And another one that I would recommend is Pixabay. Pixabay was recommended by a friend who actually recommended it because you can use pictures for free. And I think the others, like even the public, I mean, all the images are public domain, so you can use. So I really like this one, the close-up of the monk's feet. And again, it's all using the same keyword when it comes to platforms like this with stock images, people walking. And yeah, as you can see, like for some these kind of things, like sometimes it might look simple, but yeah, it's not that easy actually. So I'll do a video on how to draw people walking for comics. And it's kind of a way of like just practicing for myself and get better, improving as a comic book artist. So, and I just want to document that, and I want to share that. So if you have any questions or other ideas for things that you want to be able to draw, whether it's in comic style or more realistic style, I mean, I would say like comic is more interesting for me. It's just more exciting for me, because of course it's the drawing aspect, but it's also a storytelling medium, and yeah, that's why. Okay, so so I just wanted to show you that, and again, of course, I would like to ask you for recommendations if you have. And actually, I was going to say, for the Earth's World, I wish there was an account like this, but for full body shots, like of people. Of course, you can go out and take pictures, of course, or just sit in a cafe and draw people. That's the best. But you know, if you would just want to wake up in the morning and you just want to warm up, you want to practice, work on some of the skills that you want to improve, aspects of your drawing skills that you want to improve, well, you can go to these platforms and just like randomly choose a picture and spend like like an hour just drawing from these references, and I think that will eventually show in your drawings. So okay, let me finish with a little demo of someone walking. So let me see, let me choose this one, and so what I'll do is I'll hide this window so that you can see the Clip Studio that I'm using, the page of the Clip Studio Paint. So I'm just going to focus on So let's say this is the panel. And the in the picture, the horizon line is somewhere like this, and then the perspective lines are going somewhere here. So her feet are like here. So let me just draw, let's see if I can draw the, well actually horizon is even higher, sorry about that. It's interesting. Yeah, it's somewhere here. So I'm just going to draw the lower body because that's what's interesting for this purpose. Let me clean that up a little bit. And I love this process of like getting messy and then cleaning it up. Like I like that process of finding the drawing. And this is why understanding perspectives and perspective lines is very important. Because when someone is walking, you know, they're walking and their feet has to be on the perspective line. I think that other foot is even more here. Of course, I mean, there's a bit of, I mean, the idea is not just to keep like, you know, drawing stuff from images, is that at some point you develop your own ability to draw from imagination. Like it's always good to do this so that you like build up your visual library, so that your visual library is not static, it's like constantly growing. Yeah, so that's, of course we can always go back in and show through lines the so yeah, so I'll do a longer video on how to draw people walking because I also kind of need to research a little bit on that, but I hope you got some information out of this, and as I said, please suggest any other platforms that you use for your art references. And yeah, so for the moment I'd just like to thank you for watching. This is Boris for Sketchman Draws, signing off.